Hey, what's up guys? We're back again with a new reliable deck that everyone can upgrade and play all the way up to 7,500 trophies. With all common and rare cards, this deck is incredibly easy to upgrade. Yet the Sublime Synergy is still played at top 100 in the world, beating the best players in the game without any champions, no epics, and no legendaries. In every game, you'll be able to stack up a ton of archers and firecrackers. Even if your opponent has arrows, they won't be able to hit all of your ranged cards. And because you have a quick card cycle, you'll be able to get back to many more. Even if you play against a Mega Knight player with this Royal Hogs deck, you'll be able to counter it with skeletons, distract it with the Knight, and reliably get damage through the Mega Knight with your firecracker splashing onto your opponent's tower and the mortar from your side of the map. Fireball arrows is one of the best spell combinations in the game because it can eliminate electro dragons and annoying archer queens. If I was leveling up a new account, this would be the deck that I would focus on upgrading. Let's go jump straight to some games and show you why it's the best deck to level up to reach 7,500 trophies and Arena 20. Lots of love to everyone that's using creator code SirTag to make all the daily videos possible. All right, we got a game here. So first things first, we're dropping a good luck and see what our opponent's up to. So generally with our deck, we don't feel comfortable going in for Royal Hogs at the start, because if you drop them headfirst into a Mega Knight, well, you're probably going to wind up dead. We're going to go for a firecracker here to be able to splish and splash onto that annoying archer and hopefully be able to finish everything off. So with the bowler out of cycle, it might be our moment to apply some aggression. So we're going to go in for our Royal Hogs here. Not going to take any damage, and the bowler's out of cycle, but he's got a Valkyrie as well. So when you play Royal Hogs, you might be like me. You might get every miserable matchup or miserable counter imaginable, which is fine because you have Firecracker, you have Fireball, you have arrows, you have a plethora of different ways at your disposal to get damage. And the safety net that this deck has with archers, which are easy to level up, keeps you safe against graveyard, keeps you safe against clone. And as you guys can see, we literally took no damage from that graveyard right there. We're in a very stellar start. So I'm going to go in for an aggressive mortar because we still have the archers to be able to captivate any Inferno Dragon or any other card that our opponent might drop our way. Might want to go in for a firecracker here, lose our mortar purposely, not going to over defend it. That's one of the biggest mistakes that I see people do with any type of deck is like if the mortar is going to die anyway and you have no real resources that's sufficient to defend, don't over defend it if it's not going to be beneficial for you to do it. We're going to go for archers, arrows here, and then what do we do? Do we just let him activate King Tower? He drops his Valkyrie so far away to prioritize the King Tower activation. Meanwhile, the piggies were just eating him. They were eating everything alive. If I can get a Knight down so the Valkyrie doesn't hit, that'd be incredible. Oh my gosh, you are a true astounding Sir Knight. That is the most distinguished title. That is better than Mega Knight. That is better than Golden Knight. You are the best Knight that has been in all the realms. Okay, so I'm going to go for an aggressive mortar here because we still have the Firecracker alive, and obviously that's not easy for him to deal with. If I go for a fireball, that will be able to kill it. And then I think that it's going to retarget on... Oh, see, that was an over defend. That was the overextension that I told you guys not to do. What did I do? I did it. I tried to over defend my mortar, trying to get that to connect to the tower by going for a fireball on top of the tower and the tombstone. It wasn't the worst play in the world, but it could have been a lot better. Even if they go for a Valkyrie and you eliminate their building, then you can go for a firecracker and guarantee that you get damage on the Valkyrie and pierce through to the tower. Unfortunately, it didn't work there because I didn't have my firecracker in cycle because I did overcommit earlier on, but it is what it is. You live and you learn. Also, since we know that he doesn't have freeze in cycle because he just used it, we can make sure that we get value. We are assuming that he's going to go for a bowler, so I want to go for a firecracker off to the side so then it wouldn't be lined up with the bowler shot. He dropped it directly down the middle, and I think we walk with the win because he probably overcommitted with that poison. Seeing someone running a clunky graveyard freeze deck with multiple counters doesn't scare me that much, because if you think about it from a pragmatic perspective, your opponent that has so many counters might not be able to afford everything because it costs so much freaking elixir. So I'm going to go in for a fireball here, and I should be able to walk away with arrows and pierce his heart, his soul, and his towers. GG and well played. So if you guys want to pick up a really good Royal Hogs deck for pushing up ladder, this would be it. Let's bounce on next game and eat a ton of towers alive with our piggies. Hey, Jeet. Well, we're going to try to yeet you out of this game. All right, first things first, we're going to go for the mortar. As I said before, I think it's a great play. Just keep up the pressure, figure out what your opponent's deck is. Oh, it's a Mega Knight deck. Well, unfortunately, we don't have Knight.
But when the world needed him most, he vanished.
If I had Knight, this would be super easy. Ridiculously easy, actually. We can go for a firecracker here, and then hopefully counter the Mega Knights. Not so much. Yeah, I wanted to activate King Tower with the firecracker, but since the Mega Knight was already disposed in a position that would be harder for us to go and pull it, it just jumped on my tower instead, which was not optimal at all, but it happens. Now we're playing against a Mega Knight deck with Royal Ghost. Great. And he's also up a ton of damage because I messed up slightly at the start. So we will see what we can do. As you guys saw, we ended up doing some nice split lane aggression. Got the Royal Hogs locked onto the tower on the right-hand side. And, you know, I can take what we are having right now. I like it. We want to go for a knight so we can kill the lumberjack and then hopefully have the knight move in the right-hand side and pull the Inferno Dragon. If it pulls the Inferno Dragon, that's a vibe. Oh, come on. The Inferno Dragon that was raged up literally melted my knight so fast, it didn't matter. Okay, so we're going to be playing against a Mega Knight Balloon deck. What is Clash Royale throwing at us today? What a wild adventure. We have a lot of damage to climb back from, too. He's going to activate King Tower for sure, but the archers are putting in work. And as you guys noticed, the mortar is just such a good card on defense. What you guys just saw there is the mortar was able to bonk our opponent's tower while distracting the balloon at the same time. And that's the reason why it's the best defensive card in this deck, better than Inferno Tower, better than, you know, like a Tesla or a Tombstone or even a Goblin Cage. You would much rather prefer playing a card that will give you more value over time. At least I would. So I don't love this, but I am going to go for arrows here. It's the only real way of guaranteeing that we can kill everything. I was hoping he would go for a freeze and then have the archers kill the Inferno Dragon, but it didn't really work out. The archer will pack a punch in the left-hand tower and need a little bit of tower damage for lunch.
Can't bank with a dam. Find a tight corner.
What do we do? Did we go in for Royal Hogs? No, because it was just Mega Knight. If we want to go Royal Hogs, we drop it on the right-hand side, so then the Mega Knight would be going in on this tower that doesn't matter. I think I'm actually going to do that so we can't set up a Mega Knight push with the balloon, so the balloon will be significantly easier for us to counter. That's the game plan. We'll see how well it works. We can counter the Mega Knight here with just a Knight, I believe, and we can also pull the Royal Ghost as well, so that's great. He expected us to go in for a mortar in the middle, but it didn't really work out for him because we didn't go for the mortar immediately. So we were able to shut everything down. If you guys noticed the order of operations, the Royal Ghost did not give him the value he deserved. We can go for skeletons here. Then we can just eat the Mega Knight damage and then go in for, I think, Royal Hogs. I think we're going to go Royal Hogs split because we have two firecrackers. Might as well make use of them, right? I can go for a Knight here as well to keep the lumberjack away from our firecracker. And look at the damage we're dealing. This is crazy. This is working so well for us. He's, of course, going to go for a Mega Knight, so I need to be prioritizing our defensive sequence. This time, I should be able to get something down here. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know how well this is going to work, but we have to play as well as we possibly can with this fireball. It needs to be able to kill the Mega Knight, and it does. Beautiful. The Royal Ghost is walking onto our tower, but the Wizard is the real problem. If that Royal Ghost hits us one more time, we would have lost. Oof, this is sketchy. I need to go in for Royal Hogs because he just dropped an Inferno Dragon, which I think costs too much elixir. We should be able to fireball arrows and get the Royal Hogs to do enough damage to win us the game. We barely walk with a win here, and man, was this one a tough one. But if you guys play against a Mega Knight deck and you're a little bit of a bad deficit, never give up, never surrender, because you can always bounce back. This deck is good enough for you to make mistakes and still win the game, even against some of the more difficult matchups. This guy has Elite Barbarians and Golden Knight in his banner, so yeah. You're going to have a toxic deck, probably, right? You wouldn't love those two cards if you were a heartwarming, healthy, wholesome individual. Elite Barbarians with Rage is one of the few cards in Clash Royale that everyone just looks at and is like, yeah, that's toxic. So he's going to activate King Tower with his Golden Knight. Does he have 3 Musketeers? Ooh, I don't know if that Archer is going to do well here. Oh my gosh, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I need a fireball on everything. I'm in a bad spot. I have to arrows here as well. Here's the thing. My Archer on the right-hand side did almost as much damage. How does that happen? As you guys can see, Archers are extremely overpowered. You think Elite Barbarians hit hard? Well, Archers are deceptive. They're sneaky. They got that bow and arrow, and they pierce and they hit hard. So I'm going to go for Royal Hogs because his Elite Barbarians should be out of cycle, and he shouldn't have elixir for it immediately. So that's good. He's going to go in for a bandit. He's going to drop a barbed barrel. He doesn't have splash damage. He's taking a ton of damage. The one bad thing about this situation, and if you guys guess it, yeah, we don't have anything for that elixir collector. So I got to go in for like a Knight here with archers, and I think that we're fine with the firecracker potentially finishing off the E-barbs. I don't know if I have to hand it to my firecracker or not. I guess so. Yes, sirs. That's what's up. So the Royal Ghost is interesting right now because that's going to be out of cycle, and Elite Barbarians are out of cycle as well. So if we counter the Royal Ghost with Royal Hogs, it might be one of the dumbest things ever. But as long as I can defend right now, then I'm set up for success. I think I can fireball on the bandit as well. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go in for this. I'm going to go for high skeletons, and I should be able to defend everything with just arrows. So a lot of elixir, and I won't... Oh, that's bad. That bandit didn't take the arrow hit, and then he goes in for another elixir collector. Oh no. Did I screw myself over? The world may never know. The good thing about our deck is even if we're down elixir, it still is possible to defend if you play well enough. So that's what our game plan is. I just need to play like CRL level defense, and then we got it in the bag. So let's see if I can do it. Obviously, we are able to get that firecracker to give us a lot of value. We're going to go in for skeletons up high, and the golden knight is going to fly. But it doesn't lock onto my tower. What the heck? That was awesome. All right, we're going to fireball here. We're trying to hit 2 of them. We do. Nice stuff. I think that the firecracker is going to splash onto them too. Nice. We can go for archers on the other side, and then we can royal hogs and keep our firecracker alive, please. I have simple wishes in life. Firecrackers just don't die. Never die. Stay immortal forever. Okay, we're going to go in for skeletons, and we're going for another knight. He's going to go golden knight. Oh, no. That's going to probably dash on my tower. Almost certainly going to dash and crash on my tower. But do I think I'm okay. What if I just go for royal hogs and I conserve my elixir, and then he can't do anything besides like E-barbs and we fireball? If I had went for too much defense there, I wouldn't have been able to go in for a fireball, and the E-barbs probably would have countered everything. So conserve your elixir. If you're not going to lose your tower, get that counter push and steal the game. No matter how much elixir you might be down with this deck, even if your opponent has elixir collector on the field and you have no way of punishing it, the cost-efficient cards will keep you safe on defense if you play them well enough. Let's get it. I am ready for an even bigger challenge. We beat Mega Knight, Valkyrie, Royal Ghost, and also a bowler, right? So what's going to happen now? Are you going to have them all in one deck? You're already showcasing Royal Ghost. I'm ready for it, man. I'm going to go for Royal Hogs on the other side because it's unlikely that you're going to have ample amount of counters to us. If you've already shown one, I don't think you're going to have as many as our last opponents, hopefully. Also, if you guys didn't know, Fireball plus arrows is able to kill an Archer Queen. So that's a big interaction to know. If you don't know, now you know. Okay, so if I go for archers here, it's really easy for him to arrows this. I'm a little bit scared. I don't know how else it's going to work. I want to go in for a Fireball, and hopefully the archers are able to go and pull the prince, and then the prince gets countered. Okay, cool. So the order of operations there was like, I would die, for sure, if an Archer Queen gets its invisibility locked and loaded on my tower. There's no way of getting around that. But there's a chance that the prince doesn't connect to my tower if I, prioritize defending the Archer Queen. And I got lucky, and I made the right decision because it was the higher probability play, but it was also a play that wasn't certain, right? Sometimes you never really know what your opponent's going to have in Clash Royale. You don't really actually understand what crazy cards they can fit in their 8-card deck. So yeah, you're just always playing by the seat of your pants and hoping that everything works out, So we want to go in for a firecracker here and finish off those bats, and then it's not going to be able to splash onto that, so I got to go for arrows. I don't know if the arrows come down in time. Sometimes, it takes multiple hits of the arrows to finish off the wall breakers. So if you don't get your arrows down fast, it doesn't immediately kill the wall breakers, and then they still connect to your tower. It's a miserable experience against breakers if you don't know. Now you do know. We got to go for a knight here, so then we can go and pull the prince. And then I'm going to go for archers immediately after. Ooh, he thought we were going to drop skeletons. We didn't have him in cycle immediately. You're getting a little bit too far ahead of yourself, my dude. So those archers will be able to provide profuse damage if he doesn't respond to them. You can go for another Royal Ghost, which splashes onto them, unfortunately for us. So do we just go for skeletons, and then we go in for a fireball, and then maybe like an arrows on top of the Archer Queen? That's kind of what I'm hoping happens here. I want to show you guys this interaction. This game. I told you. I knew it. I felt it. It's just, we're going to get all the counters, and we got all of them. We found all the Pokemon. So Fireball Arrows kills the Queen, which is huge, and then we should be fine here. Oh my gosh, this Mega Knight's going to be a little bit scary. I need to go in for skeletons. Fortunately for us, we can stop the Mega Knight if we can get our own Knight down again. The quick card cycle that this deck affords allows you to soar with value that you wouldn't expect. That's good. We can go for a mortar instead of going for a Royal Hogs that would definitely just go into another Mega Knight. At least we can get the mortar to give us more value. Mortar, more. That's what's up. That's how it works. The mortar should lock onto the tower for one hit, whereas we would not be able to get that with our Royal Hogs, most likely. So we're going to go in for another Mega Knight counter with another Knight, follow up with another aggressive mortar. So it's also nice that you have a plethora of different win conditions with this deck, right? The Mega Knight won't be able to stop that as easily as he's hoping. And then, wait, can I just arrows on his Archer Queen? Yo, his Archer Queen just turned into archers out here. He died to arrows. Let's go. Okay. What if I did this? What if I split one piggy on the right-hand side? What if I trolled him like that? And then the rail, he doesn't respond to the 3 of them. Oh my gosh. The disrespect that this guy just gave to our piggies. It's inconceivable. It's unbearable. It's unreasonable. It was also hilarious. I'm going to fireball here. I think that the Mega Knight's going to die. And then the Rail Ghost might even activate King Tower for us. Yo! This game has been wild. Oh my gosh. I can't believe we pulled out that King Tower activation from nowhere. Okay, we're going to follow up with archers here. And then we got to go in for a knight. He's going to go in for another Mega Knight. Of course, that's what I would do in your situation as well. We got to go in for skeletons here. And then I think I need to go in for a mortar so then the Mega Knight doesn't jump onto our tower. But can I defend his prince? I think I need to go for archers so that I can pull the prince. Mega Knight is going to jump on that, and then we can go in for another knight. And wow, this defense has been rock solid. He's just been going into a brick wall every single time. Okay, we can go in for a fireball here with archers. We might be able to clean this up. Do I even need the archers? Yeah, I do. I definitely do. He's going balls to the walls aggression. We can go and split Royal Hogs because I don't think he has as much elixir as he's hoping for. And if those Royal Hogs on the left-hand side get damaged, then we're chilling. If they get damaged with the archer on the left-hand side, we're also chilling. Whoa! Look at that archer damage. Okay, all right. I see you, sir. That's dope. We can go in for archers again. Get back to another knight. Hopefully we'll be able to defend this with arrows. Finishing everything off is what we need. The Mega Knight's going to jump, though. The Mega Knight's going to jump. We needed to be able to defend this with a fireball. Jeez, this game is really spicy. Super spicy stuff. So I'm going to try to get the firecracker to lock onto the tower left-hand side, and we can get arrows down here as well. Notice how I switched towers completely. Like, I'm literally going to the other side. What has happened? What if I go for archers here, and then I fireball on defense because I need to be able to hit those annoying wall breakers? And then the piggy? Whoa! Let's go! 22 HP win. That was crazy. Every game has been a Mega Knight. Every game has been wild, wacky, and so much fun. Knowing to fireball at the end on top of the wall breakers saved my butt. Because if I had fireballed on the tower, it wouldn't have reached the tower in time before the wall breakers exploded in my face. And then I would have had to face the fact that I would have taken a gigantic loss. It's weird that on ladder, every single person finds a way to include Mega Knight in their deck. Let's jump on to the next one and see if another wild Mega Knight appears. Hey, this guy is about to reach 7,500 trophies, and we are the final boss. I am King Bowser, and welcome to my castle. We're ready to take your castle from you. So I'm going to go for archers in the back, and it's pretty unfortunate for our homie because if you think about it right now, we have firecracker. So that baby dragon is going to go nowhere fast. And I don't think it's going to last because it's going to get that blast from the firecracker in its face. And then we can go for Royal Hogs. And then we have the tower. And also the baby dragon is just dead to the firecracker, so the tower didn't even matter. Yo, this is Lumberjack Balloon. Ooh, this is going to be significantly more spicy than the earlier matches. It's going to be a little bit different right now because it's going to have the freeze. So we'll go for Knight. And unfortunately, the Knight does get bounced back by the bowler. So it's hard for us to get the best possible sequence here, but we want the bowler to not target the archers. Optimally, it targets the mortar. And then the mortar, oh wow, the mortar targeted the tower there, huh? That was really good for us. If we can go in for a firecracker and then go in for a skeleton surround, the baby dragon won't be able to hit it immediately. And then actually the bowler just straight up dies. Wow, that was such a good interaction for us. Seemingly, I thought it would be a little bit more scary. He can't go and apply aggression with a balloon because we would just go for archers and it kills the balloon immediately. Archers do so much damage per second, by the way. If you don't know, well, now you do know. Archers will be able to kill the Inferno Dragon. Even if he decides to go for a freeze, it will not be a problem. And he also has to deal with the archers counter pushing. That's going to do damage to his tower. Oh my gosh, dude. It just feels awesome. So the mortar is going to be our best bet at killing the balloon. Unfortunately, we're not going to go and release that right now. He's going to go bowlers. We're going to Royal Hogs on the other side. A lot of people expect you to just keep going in the same side where you have damage, but that's not how we play Clash Royale. When you have Royal Hogs, switching up sides is good because you can take out their entire tower with one good Royal Hogs push. Also, any units they defend will be your friend. When they go in for a bar barrel, you're like, hey, thanks for giving me a little bit of an easy access pathway to your tower so we can usually use our firecracker. That's nice. We'll take that every time. We're going to go for Royal Hogs here to apply aggression so that he can't go in for a freeze effectively. I mean, you can go for a freeze, but it's not going to be your best bet. If you go in for a freeze, it's a lot of elixir, and then you have to defend both towers at the same time. So in the situations that you can't defend, apply offense. And then if you apply offense when you can't defend, it'll probably work out for you because, as you guys can see, we did a lot of damage on both sides. So as long as I take one tower, I will win this game. I'm going to Royal Hogs on the left-hand side. So then meanwhile, since he's got a freeze balloon deck, he doesn't have the possibility of taking out our tower with, like, just spell cycle. He has to get his balloon through. So if he doesn't get the balloon through, he's done. That's all I'm going to say right now, that you just need to play slightly safe, and then you can win these situations and eat the tower damage to the other side because you can't go in for a balloon freeze there. He has to go on the right-hand side, right into our archers. We know that that's going to happen, so we set up our mortar here up high, and then we say hello to the balloon. That will get pulled every single time. The balloon should always get pulled. Even though it looks like it doesn't get pulled, he thought that he could go for a freeze, and it's not going to work. So that's one of those nice little gimmicks that not every single person knows. If they're not at like top ladder, they won't know that that balloon gets pulled by the mortar. But if you do that placement, you'll beat balloon players 9 times out of 10. And never get too scared when you take a ton of damage, because if they only have freeze and tornado, it's going to take them a ton of spells to get through your tower, even if you're at 400 HP. In sketchy games where you can't defend their big balloon freeze pushes, trading tower damage is the way to ensure success. Once we started, this deck simply could not be stopped, winning every single game in a row. So if you want to check this deck out, perfect deck to play if you are trying to push trophies on Trophy Road. Like, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an incredible rest of your day.